Hey everyone, what's happening? Lex back today for another Brawl Stars video. Today, we are going to be going over the best and the worst brawlers to play in Duo Showdown. So if you want to play the brawlers that will give you a leg up on the competition, then this video is for you. Alright, so one thing to note about this video and these rankings are that the rankings are an overall ranking. That doesn't mean that the brawlers not included in this, or even the ones at the bottom, can't work on certain maps. It just means that across all the maps, they're not particularly good. So, for instance, Bo is not on the best or the worst part of this list. He's kind of in the middle, but there are certain maps that he's really good at. Like if you have a max Bo and you play Feast or Famine, he is excellent. He would be in the top 3 on Feast or Famine. However, he doesn't do as well on the other maps. So for those reasons, he's not going to be on the best part of the section. So just because a brawler made it to the best, or perhaps they're on the worst, it doesn't mean that they're the worst or the best in any one thing. This is just an overall ranking. So with that in mind, let's get into the worst 3 brawlers in Duo Showdown. Now while we're discussing this, you guys check out that sweet gameplay over there. That's actually from a Duo Showdown tourney with some of the best Duo Showdown players in the world that are playing right now. Kairos and I are holding a very large tournament where like almost 300 people have participated, and we're getting down to the very, very end. In fact, this weekend coming up, 6 days from now, there is going to be the championship. So if you're not subscribed to myself and Kairos, be sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications so you'll be notified of when that championship happens if you're interested in seeing it, and you know, you get some good content along the way. Me more so than Kairos. Okay, so coming in at the 3rd worst position in Duo Showdown is going to be Jessie. Now, Jessie is not a bad brawler. In fact, she's a little bit better in duos than she is in solo showdown. That's just because teams often tend to clump up and her shots can chain off of them. So she's not the worst choice in the world, but she's just really not that great at it. Her damage output is low, her turret gets double teamed by the enemies, and her health is also rather low. So put all those things together, and she's just not the greatest choice for Duo Showdown. You can make her work, but you've got your work cut out for you. The 2nd worst brawler in Duo Showdown is actually a relative of Jessie. That's right, we've got Pam. Now, Pam, she's a great gem carrier for gem grab, and she does well even on some bounty maps. She can actually work decently well. However, in Duo Showdown, she's just below average. In fact, on most maps, she just doesn't fare well at all. Her range is good, however, at a distance, her range, she doesn't do a lot of damage. She have to be close up with Pam to put out a lot of damage. Now, she can put some pressure, and her healing turret is nice. However, it's stationary, and with the gas moving in, it just doesn't provide as much value as it would in something like gem grab. So, for those reasons, Pam, she is my 2nd worst brawler in Duo Showdown. Again, she is not a bad brawler, but she just does not fare very well in Duo Showdown. So, try to stay away from Pam. Okay, so coming in at the worst brawler in Duo Showdown, and in fact, I think that he's probably the worst brawler in the game, which is kind of weird because when this game first started, this brawler was the man. I mean, he was so imposing and he was so strong. His attack was a little bit different. They've even buffed him a whole bunch here lately, and he's still just not that viable in most game modes, and Duo Showdown especially, and that would be our favorite luchador, El Primo. Where El Primo really falls down is his range. His range is probably about 2 tiles, so you got to be right up next to your opponent. Now, he does have a lot of health, and actually, he does put out a lot of damage, but you have to be right on their toes to do that. And if you're going against a team, they've got 2 brawlers firing at you, it just makes it really hard for El Primo to approach people. You pretty much have to just constantly lie in wait and use the walls to your positioning advantage and slowly corner people off. You can't just kind of make your way and just go get somebody unless you're super great at dodging multiple shots from multiple brawlers, which it's not me. But if you can do it, well, then more props to you. El Primo, however, he's going to come in dead last here because his effectiveness in Duo Showdown is just pretty abysmal. Like I said, he actually is pretty bad in most game modes right now. Brawl Ball is the exception. He can actually do pretty well in Brawl Ball. Not so much on Backyard Bowl, but Pinhole Punt and Triple Dribble, he does pretty well. He can actually do a good job. His leap and his ability to smash those walls in Duo Showdown, which is what we're really concerned about today. El Primo comes in dead last, so sorry El Primo, better luck next time. So now that we've got the bottom end out of the way, let's talk about the best brawlers that you can play in Duo Showdown. Now, I wanted to do just a top 3 and the bottom 3. Got the bottom 3 out of the way. That wasn't too hard for me. I kind of knew who I wanted to go to there. However, the top 3, there's quite a few brawlers that actually work pretty darn well. So we've actually got 4 spots. However, within those 4 spots, sometimes on 2 of them, I'm going to group 2 brawlers together because they basically fill the same role and they're almost interchangeable. So you can pick whichever ones you like out of those 2, but usually you wouldn't want to pick the same brawler of each role. It could work, but it's usually better to have complementary teams. So on your team, it's good to have a brawler that does like some serious damage and a brawler that has more control. So let's get into some of that. Starting at the number 4 position, I've got both of the throwers, Dynamite and Barley. They're both equally really good, and they do better on some maps than others, like Skull Creek and Death Valley. You'll see more throwers on those maps than you will, say, Feast or Famine. But for the most part, you pick a thrower for your team, that gives you your damage, and they offer quite a bit of control as well, so they're a very solid choice. Dynamite or Barley, either one, you take your pick, whichever one you enjoy playing more or which ones you have unlocked. If you don't have those unlocked, that's okay because there are some other brawlers that do a great job as well. Moving up the chain 1 spot, we're going to go with both of the legendary brawlers. That's right, both Spike and Crow. Now, they both fill slightly different roles. They both do damage, but Spike does more burst damage. However, Crow offers more control and speed and mobility. So which one you play, if you have them unlocked, is up to you, really. Both of them are going to excel really well, and they will do a great job when paired with, well, we'll get there. Choose either one. They both do a great job in Duo Showdown. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we've got some damage dealers. 2 of the highest damage dealers in the game, and that would be Colt and Brock. Now, Colt is technically the highest potential damage in the game. If he lands all of his bullets with all of his shots, it's a ridiculous amount of damage. And his super, of course, breaking through those walls comes in very handy as well. But Brock also has a better range than Colt, does slightly less damage, but his super is pretty darn devastating. So both Brock and Colt work great in Duo Showdown. You can choose either one of those guys, and you're going to really have a solid brawler on your hand that you're going to give fits to your competition. Okay, so coming in at the number 1 spot, this brawler is, in my opinion, the best brawler in the game right now. Overall, like including all game modes, I think that either this brawler or Spike is probably the best brawler in the game. However, this brawler in Duo Showdown, in my opinion, just reigns supreme. And that would be Poco. Poco is ridiculous right now. Now, we just got a series of buffs that took him from an average brawler to a holy crap, he's awesome brawler. That's, exactly what they call it on the tier list, is the holy crap, he's an awesome brawler. That's the official name. So Poco, his range is pretty good. His damage isn't that great. His burst damage is probably his only one real downfall. However, the spread on his attack and the range of it and how quick it travels is really hard to get away from. And the reason why he does so well in Duo Showdown is, of course, his super, because you can heal your teammate as well as yourself. That comes in so handy so many times. If you watch Kairos and I's video on we won 10 straight Duo Showdown games in a row, Poco's heals were clutch so many times. So if you've got Poco unlocked, which you should relatively early get Poco unlocked, and if you don't, find a friend who has him. Hop into those Duo Showdown games because Poco is ridiculously good at Duo Showdown. If you notice these games they were playing, you notice there was a lot of Poco being played because he offers that control and the versatility and the utility for healing your partner. He's just really good, guys. So looking at the list here, recapping it all, at the very bottom, we've got El Primo, Pam's right above him, and then Jesse. Moving up the top there, we've got both of the throwers, Barley and Dynamite, followed by the legendaries Crow and Spike. We've got Colt and Brock as the big damage dealers right near the top, and at the top of the hill, we have King Poco. So there's my list for the very best Duo Showdown brawlers that you can play. Give those ones a shot for yourself. Let me know how that works out for you guys in the comments down below. But for now, that's all I've got. I hope you found this video useful. And as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Lex out. Yeah, the video's done. What? You're still here? What? You know the video's over, right? I mean, you can go along your way now. I mean, or you can check out some of those videos over there, but this video's done. I mean, I don't know why you're still here, but You can go now, so it's cool. Seriously, it's over. Videos, subscribe, all that good stuff, but this video's done. I guess we'll see you next time. Kind of weird.